Hi, everyone. Richard Carlton. I'm back here with
Nick Hunter.
And we're discussing or arguing about thinking WebDirect.
Yeah, thinking WebDirect.
Because, 28 years of doing FileMaker work. You've been doing FileMaker work for a long time. And so I'm kind of ingrained in doing things a certain way. And then, of course, I use those old techniques with WebDirect, and it doesn't work as well as I want it to. And so then I decide, well, WebDirect is not good. And Nick goes, but Richard, you're wrong, right? Yeah. So that's the genesis of this video. So thinking WebDirect.
Thinking WebDirect. And I want to add something about on top of this. And say, okay, WebDirect is by far the best piece of software never ever produced by FileMaker Incorporated.
You think so?
It is. It is a marvel of technology, and nobody know about that. And that's why I want to be the advocate of the people that walk there, and they build this thing, which is kind of it's magical. I don't know if you remember how it was before IWP.
Well, yeah, Instant Web Publishing was so bad it was banned from my company. No one was allowed to even speak the name, or they were fired.
Okay,
right? So it was horrible.
So now we have pretty much 80% of FileMaker working on the web. We can print on the web. We can generate. It's a marvel of technology, and I want to take this opportunity to say to the audience, this software is very great. So now we need to understand the software. Now that we know.
Well, you're telling me it's great, and I tend to believe you because I've seen the stuff, and you're going to see it in this video. It's amazing stuff. That being said, how do I make that for myself? Just because Nick can do it, I want to be able to do it myself. Yes. The whole point of the videos.
Exactly.
Teach me how to be awesome.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
First thing you have to understand is absolutely nothing is performed on the clients.
Okay.
So that means, when you build a solution for FileMaker, you have a server and you have a FileMaker Pro client, right? Uh-huh. The FileMaker Pro client is doing pretty much 80% of the job. Unless you have those perform suite of server,
right.
Okay.
PSOS.
Okay. But otherwise, the client is performing 80% of the job locally, and then it's sent through the network to the server. Is send the information.
Right.
Okay. And the server send the information back, the result. Okay. So it's kind of a back and forth all the time like that. That's why on FileMaker Pro client with the server, the load of work of the server is not as bad with this configuration, FileMaker Pro client and server, than with WebDirect. Because WebDirect, there's nothing is performed on the client. Everything is performed on server. Absolutely everything. So imagine something. Imagine that you have the schema. That means relationship, calculation, the logic, the validation, everything, all of this, the scripts, everything is performed on server.
Yeah. And that's good, right?
No, it's not.
It's not.
Absolutely not. Imagine that you have, okay, let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 5 people, okay? And they all work on the same machine. There's one machine, you have 5 keyboards, and you launch 5 times FileMaker, and you have 5 mouse, and you have 5 people working on the same machine. On 5 different FileMaker with 5 screen, right? So say, okay, 5, 1, 2, 3, it's okay, But what about 10 people? What about 15 people, right? So the problem here is this. So you said it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing. This is the proper of the web. You have a browser, nothing happened or little happened on the browser, and everything happened on the server. And so Google, Amazon, Apple, they all do the same thing, right? But they have data centers with millions of computers, in lines of computers. You can even see the end of the building.
Yeah, you've seen a tour of the Amazon data center.
I saw the tour of 2 of the data centers, and one Apple and one, people have, electric motorcycle to go across the building.
Electric motorcycle in the building.
In the building, because it's so huge, you need maybe half an hour by foot to go to the other end. Okay, so we don't have this. We don't have this. We have one machine. We are one machine. We are one CPU. That's what we have to carry the weight of work of doing things like that.
Well, now technically, now we do have more than one machine. Now.
Yes. We have two machines. Let me explain that, because that is a huge difference. Why? Because when you use FileMaker Pro server and you have only FileMaker Pro clients, you know that 80% of the workload will be executed on the client side.
Yeah, it makes it much more scalable that way.
Okay. So before you reach the end of the top, the maximum capability of your server, you have some kind of some buffer here. With WebDirect, you reach that very quickly.
We talk about that in the performance videos. Yes. Typically, when people build solutions and they're not being very smart about it, or they're just inexperienced, they don't know, they can hit the maximum at about 30 users. Yes. Typically, that's the number we see. Somewhere between 25 and 50 users, somewhere there's a threshold where it's going slow. It's going slow, and it didn't used to go slow, and why does it go slow now, right? So you're saying that threshold is much...
Yes. Is quickly. And FileMaker server has all other servers. It's not a FileMaker problem. It's a server problem, server in general. When you reach the end, you don't have kind of a warning telling you, it's going slowly. No. Yeah. It's going well. It's going 29 user is great. 30 strong.
We actually cover that in another video, and where it's we call it loafing or choking, and it was a Nick Lightbody, and it's a video still in the course, and he talks about how you have no warning. It's wonderful, and then when it goes bad, it's dramatic and it's sudden. It's very sudden.
With WebDirect, you reach the limit after 10 users. Okay. So and here's the problem with the server. Let me explain. This is very important. You can have a muscle server. Let's say you have those
muscle server.
The Dell computers with 200 CPUs and so. You have the muscle server, the real stuff, right? It won't make the difference on performance. It will prevent you to collapse. It will push away the limit where you will go down. Right. But it won't make the thing faster. Let me explain. A muscle server has more torque. I mean, it's like a truck. Okay. You can put a bunch of load on the back of the truck, but you go 55 miles an hour, 60, and you drive on the right side of the highway. Right. Okay, so what you want is a Formula One. But the Formula One is made of Kevlar, is made of carbon fiber, is made of engine, is aluminum alloy, okay. And you don't carry any weight, so that means everything must be light, and the pilot must be short, and because the cockpit is.
I don't think I would fit.
So me neither. So and that's the problem, So you want the Formula One, but you want the torque of the truck, so you have to meet halfway. Okay, you need to meet halfway. We need the muscle server. We need a great server. When you have more than 10 users, you need a great server. A server is a big deal. That we are talking about FileMaker Pro client or WebDirect. Okay. But after that, to get the Formula One, you don't have another way to do that, to design your solution.
So you can't buy enough hardware to make up for this.
No. It has no magic pill. Imagine you have a sickness and you go to the doctor and say, you don't have a pill. No. You have to lose weight and you have to exercise. There's no magic pill to remove your problem. Okay. So here we have the same problem. So we need to exercise and we need to lose weight. So to do this, we need to change the architecture of the solution.
Okay, the design.
I articulate the design in two sections, right? So the architecture, we call architecture is all the design of the under the hood schema, relationship, and the logic, the table organization, and this is the architecture, the navigation of layouts and stuff like that. And then you have the design itself, the layout, organization of object on the layout, how how the user manipulate data, how the user go back and forth and show and load the thing and change the thing. And so this is a visual design, and you have your architecture for the, for the back end.
So Nick and I have been huddling up on our checklist of what we want to say in this video, and it's actually a little bit more than what we thought. Mm-hmm. So we're going to pick this conversation up with actual specific details,
yes,
design and architectural improvements in the next video.